You know, there was a time when we woke up and simply stepped out of bed. No thinking, no hesitation, no heaviness in the body. And then one day you begin to notice things slow down, not because you're weaker, but because your body has started speaking to you in a quieter language. The language of time. Maybe you still take your medications on schedule. You still try to eat healthy, and yet your lab results don't quite look the way you hoped. At night, you wake up a few times, not because of noise, but because your body calls you. In the morning, you're not exactly exhausted, but you don't feel truly light either. If you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. According to data from the U.S. National Institute on Aging, more than half of adults over 60 experience sleep changes and shifts in nighttime urination patterns as they age. That isn't a sign your body is failing. It's a sign it's entering a new phase. A phase that needs a different kind of care, slower, but deeper. And what's interesting is this. Sometimes the answer isn't found in complicated or expensive solutions. Sometimes it lives in things so simple, we've stopped noticing them, like a slice of ginger in the kitchen. Modern research shows that ginger contains compounds such as gingerol, which have been studied for their anti-inflammatory properties and their gentle support for circulation. Some findings published in the Journal of Nutrition suggest that compounds in ginger may help support mild blood flow and digestion, two functions that become especially important as we grow older. It's not a miracle, it's not a cure, it's simply a small companion when used the right way. Today I'd like to sit here with you as if we were across the kitchen table on a quiet morning and take a closer look at the true role ginger can play in the body. And I want to share 6 very simple, very safe, and very practical ways to use ginger properly. Ways that may gently support circulation, sleep, and your body's natural elimination processes. Nothing rushed, nothing complicated, just small steps that your body can feel slowly over time. Part 1. A warm cup of ginger tea in the morning. You may have noticed mornings don't begin quite the same way they used to. Not because something is wrong with you, but because your body now needs a little more time to start the engine. When we were younger, circulation moved through us like a lively stream. Blood flowed easily, warmth spread quickly, and our organs worked together so smoothly we barely noticed. But with time, that stream naturally slows. Blood vessels lose some elasticity. Circulation becomes a bit more gradual. This isn't illness, it's biology. Studies on cardiovascular aging show that vascular flexibility tends to decline gradually with age, which can make the body feel slower to warm up and get going in the morning. And at this stage of life, the body doesn't need a jolt. It needs a gentle awakening. A warm cup of ginger tea in the morning, not strong, not scalding, can sometimes provide just that. Not because it's a miracle drink, but because it does something very simple. It helps the body warm from within. Natural compounds in ginger, especially gingerol and shogaol, have been studied for their ability to gently support circulation and create a mild warming sensation. When the body feels warm, blood vessels tend to relax slightly. When vessels relax, blood moves more comfortably. And when circulation flows more smoothly, the organs responsible for filtering and elimination can do their work with less strain. What's beautiful is how simple the ritual is. Just a few slices of fresh ginger. No need to peel. Lightly crush them. Pour hot water over. Let it steep for about 10 minutes. That time isn't only for the ginger to release its essence. It's also a quiet moment for you to begin your day more gently. When you drink it, take small sips, slowly. Not to treat a disease, but to tell your body, we're starting the day, it's okay to wake up calmly. And one important thing, more is not better. Your body thrives on balance, not extremes. 3 or 4 mornings a week is enough. You see, caring for your health isn't always about adding more and more things. Sometimes it's simply about choosing one small thing at the right time. A cup of ginger tea won't turn back the clock, but it may help your day begin a little lighter. And sometimes a little lighter is already a beautiful change. Part 2, ginger and turmeric. A gentle partnership within the body, you know. There are days when the body feels tired, not because you didn't sleep, but because something inside feels unsettled. Some people call it indigestion. Some call it stomach discomfort. Others just say, I didn't eat much, but I still feel heavy. When we were younger, digestion was like a strong, steady fire. Food went in, and the body handled it quickly, efficiently, almost invisibly. But with age, that internal fire tends to soften. Digestive enzyme production can decline. Gut motility may slow. These are well-documented physiological changes associated with aging, and they're part of why meals that once felt easy can now feel heavier than expected. And when digestion slows, the body doesn't just feel it in the stomach, it feels it everywhere. Because when food isn't processed smoothly, the body has to work harder to manage what remains. It's like asking someone who's already worked all day to take a night shift. That's why supporting digestion can quietly support the whole body. And this is where ginger and turmeric become a beautiful pair. Ginger warms, turmeric soothes. Ginger has long been studied for its ability to gently stimulate digestive activity and circulation. Turmeric, especially its well-known compound curcumin, has been researched for its anti-inflammatory properties and its potential to support the lining of the digestive tract. Studies published in journals such as the World Journal of Gastroenterology have explored curcumin's role in calming mild inflammatory responses in the gut when used appropriately. Together they work not as something strong, but as something balanced. One awakens, one comforts, like opening a window to let sunlight in, while softly drawing the curtain so the light stays gentle. The preparation is as simple as the wisdom behind it. A warm cup of ginger infusion, a small teaspoon of turmeric powder stirred in. Nothing fancy, nothing complicated. Drink it after breakfast when your stomach already has a little food. That timing matters. It allows your body to receive it calmly rather than react to it. And here's something worth remembering. Changes from gentle habits like this rarely happen overnight. The body doesn't follow our schedule, it follows its own rhythm. But when you're patient with it, it often answers in its own quiet way. Not dramatically, not suddenly, just a small feeling that today you feel a little better than yesterday. And at this stage of life, that little better can mean more than we once imagined. Part 3, ginger and lemon, a quiet balance. The body understands there's something remarkable about the human body that many people only begin to notice later in life. It doesn't like extremes, not too hot, not too cold. What it truly seeks is balance. When we were younger, our internal systems worked like a well-conducted orchestra. Eat something salty, and the body adjusted. Stay up late one night, and the next day we managed just fine. But over time, that conductor inside us becomes a little more deliberate. Small shifts feel more noticeable. Foods affect us differently. Even weather changes seem to speak more loudly to the body than they once did. That isn't weakness, that's awareness. And this is where the combination of ginger and lemon becomes quietly meaningful. Not because it's powerful, but because it's harmonious. Lemon tastes acidic on the tongue, Yet once metabolized, it can contribute to a more alkaline environment in the body. Nutrition research on acid-base balance suggests that foods influencing this internal balance may help the body maintain smoother metabolic processes. When that internal environment stays steady, many systems, including digestion and elimination, tend to function more comfortably. But lemon alone can sometimes feel too sharp for sensitive stomachs, especially as we age. That's where ginger comes in. Ginger carries a natural warmth, not a harsh heat, but a gentle internal warmth that the body recognizes. When paired with lemon, it acts like a steady companion, keeping the blend from tipping too far in either direction. Not overly cooling, not overly warming, just balanced. Preparing it is simple. A cup of warm ginger infusion, let it cool slightly, then add a small squeeze of fresh lemon. Not much, just enough for a soft brightness. Drink it sometime after breakfast once digestion has begun, and there's no need to make it a daily routine. Once or twice a week is enough to offer support without overwhelming the body. Because here's something many of us learn with time. The body doesn't need intensity, it needs rhythm. Life itself teaches the same lesson. Not every day must be perfect. It only needs to be balanced. A cup of ginger and lemon in the morning won't change your life overnight, but it may change the way your body begins the day. And sometimes, a gentle beginning is the greatest gift of all. Part 4. When ginger becomes part of your daily meals. You may have noticed something about health as the years go by. When we're young, we tend to believe health comes from something special, a special supplement, a special remedy, a special secret. But as time teaches us more gently, we begin to understand a quieter truth. Health rarely comes from what we do once. It comes from what we do every day. That's why the most natural way to use ginger isn't always as a drink or a remedy. It's simply as part of a meal. Not a lot, just a little. Because every time we eat, the body begins a complex process. Food must be broken down, absorbed, converted into energy, and then whatever remains must be filtered and cleared away. Research in digestive physiology shows that after meals, especially heavier meals rich in salt, fat, or protein, the digestive and metabolic systems increase activity to process what we've consumed. In other words, every meal is a kind of workload for the body. If the meal is heavy, the body works harder. If the meal is balanced, the body works more comfortably. Ginger, when used as a seasoning, plays a quiet supporting role. It doesn't dominate a dish. It doesn't overwhelm flavor. Instead, it works in the background, gently supporting digestion, helping reduce that sluggish, overly full feeling some people notice after eating. Scientific studies have explored ginger's ability to support gastric motility and digestive enzyme activity, suggesting it may help food move through the digestive system more smoothly. And when digestion flows smoothly, the body has less to struggle with afterward. A piece of fish steamed with a touch of ginger. A bowl of vegetables with a hint of ginger aroma. Not spicy, not strong, just subtle. These small additions don't create dramatic change in a single day, but over time they work like drops of water falling steadily. Quiet, consistent, shaping results slowly. Because the truth is, the body doesn't thrive on intensity. It thrives on steadiness. A little less salt, a little more greens, a little less grease. Those small adjustments, repeated day after day, become something powerful. People sometimes ask, can a few slices of ginger really matter? And the honest answer is this: it's not the ginger alone that makes the difference. It's the habit. Because health isn't built on extraordinary days. It's built on ordinary ones. Lived well. Part 5. A warm ginger foot soak at night. The kind of comfort the body remembers. There's something many people quietly discover as the years pass. Sleep doesn't always come as easily as it once did. Not because you're not tired, but because your body doesn't always know how to let go of the day as quickly as it used to. You lie down, and your mind is calm, yet your body still feels alert. Your feet feel cool, your chest feels a little warm, and then sometime in the night you wake again. Not because of noise, but because your body calls you. Sleep researchers in the United States have long observed that more than half of adults over 60 experience nighttime awakenings several times a week. Often it isn't just about sleep itself. It's connected to circulation, temperature regulation, and nervous system changes that naturally occur with aging. The body's internal signals simply become more delicate, more sensitive to small shifts. And in moments like these, the body rarely needs something strong. What it often needs is reassurance. One of the oldest signals the human body understands is warmth. Your feet are the farthest point from your heart. As circulation slows slightly with age, blood doesn't always travel there as easily, which can leave the feet feeling cool. When your feet are cool, your nervous system interprets that as a sign that the body isn't fully ready for rest yet. So even if your mind is ready to sleep, your system may still feel on. A warm foot soak with ginger and a touch of salt before bedtime can send a very simple message to your body. You're safe. You can rest now. Gentle warmth helps blood vessels in the skin expand slightly. When those vessels open, circulation to the feet improves. When circulation distributes more evenly, the heart doesn't have to work as hard to maintain balance. And when the heart settles into a slower rhythm, the nervous system often follows. Sleep physiology studies have shown that warming the feet before bed can shorten the time it takes to fall asleep and may support deeper sleep cycles. Not because it forces sleep, but because it supports the body's natural nighttime signals. And the ritual itself is beautifully simple. A basin of warm water, just slightly warmer than body temperature, a few crushed slices of fresh ginger, a small pinch of salt. Soak your feet for about 15 to 20 minutes, not hot, not long, just comfortably warm. While you sit there, you don't have to do anything. No effort, no technique, just breathe slowly and let the warmth spread. Some people say that moment feels like a quiet conversation between themselves and their body, a gentle reminder that they're taking care of it. Because the most healing part isn't the water, it's the attention. The body has a remarkable memory for kindness. When you give it the same gentle signal night after night, it begins to recognize it. It learns, it adapts, it trusts. And then one evening, almost without noticing when it began, you fall asleep more easily. Not suddenly, not dramatically, just naturally. That isn't a miracle. That's physiology, responding to care. Part 6. A warm ginger compress for the lower back. Comfort where the body holds its history. There's something time does very quietly to all of us. It teaches the body to remember, not memories the mind keeps, but the kind the body stores in muscles, joints, and tissues that have worked faithfully for decades. And one place that tends to hold those memories the longest is the lower back. You might notice it in small, familiar moments. Standing up after sitting a while, turning to reach something, or waking in the morning and feeling that your back needs a little time before it's ready to move with you. That doesn't mean something is wrong. It means something has been used faithfully, repeatedly, for many years. Medical research on musculoskeletal aging shows that after about age 50, muscle mass can gradually decline if it isn't actively maintained. and circulation to certain areas may become less robust. When muscles receive less blood flow, they may feel stiff, cool, or heavy. It's a natural biological shift, not a personal failure. And in moments like that, the body doesn't usually need force. It needs warmth in the right place. A warm compress made from ginger and salt placed over the lower back can provide exactly that kind of gentle support. Not as a cure, not as a treatment for disease, but as a comforting physical signal that helps muscles relax and circulation increase locally. Heat therapy itself has long been used in physical medicine because moderate warmth encourages blood vessels near the skin to widen slightly. When vessels widen, blood flows more freely. When blood flows more freely, oxygen and nutrients reach the muscles more easily. And when muscles receive what they need, they often soften and release tension on their own. Ginger and salt happen to hold warmth well when heated together. Ginger retains heat steadily, and coarse salt distributes it evenly. Combined, they create a simple, natural heat pack that stays warm long enough for the body to respond without being harsh. Preparing it is uncomplicated. A handful of coarse salt, a few slices of fresh ginger. Warm them gently in a pan until fragrant. Wrap the mixture in a cloth. Let it cool until comfortably warm, never hot. Then rest it against the lower back, along either side of the spine. 15 minutes is enough. During that time, you don't have to stretch or move. Just sit, breathe. Let the warmth do its quiet work. Many people say the feeling isn't just physical relief, it's emotional comfort too. Because in that moment, you're not pushing your body, you're caring for it. And that distinction matters more than most people realize. The body doesn't always respond well to force, but it responds beautifully to kindness. A warm ginger compress won't turn time backward, but it can help the body move forward more comfortably. And sometimes, comfort is the greatest gift we can give ourselves. Part 7. When to use ginger with care. Listening to the body's wisdom. There's a quiet kind of wisdom that often comes with age. We begin to understand that even good things aren't meant for everyone all the time. Ginger is a beautiful example of that truth. It's natural, it's familiar, it's been used for centuries. And yet the human body is wonderfully unique. No two systems are exactly alike. By the time we reach our 60s or 70s, each of us carries a different medical history, different sensitivities, different rhythms. What feels supportive for one person may feel too stimulating for another, not because something is bad, but because bodies respond in individual ways. Modern medical research shows that ginger can gently influence circulation and blood vessel activity. For many people, that's part of why it feels warming and comforting. But for certain individuals, especially those with specific health conditions, that same effect means it should be used thoughtfully rather than freely. For example, when blood pressure is already elevated or fluctuating suddenly, the cardiovascular system is working harder than usual. In moments like that, anything that affects circulation, even mildly, is best approached with care and medical guidance. The same is true for people recovering from surgery or experiencing active bleeding conditions. Because ginger has been studied for its mild influence on blood flow and platelet activity, healthcare professionals often recommend checking with a doctor before using it regularly in those situations. Those living with serious heart rhythm conditions or advanced kidney disease are also usually advised to consult their physician before adding herbal remedies or functional foods. Not because they're harmful by nature, but because the body is already balancing many delicate processes. Pregnancy, especially in its early stages, is another time when even gentle natural ingredients deserve thoughtful consideration and professional advice. And anyone taking prescription blood-thinning medications should be especially mindful. Certain natural compounds, including those found in ginger, may interact with how the body regulates clotting. That doesn't mean ginger is dangerous. It simply means awareness matters. You see, this isn't a list of restrictions. It's a reminder of respect. In youth, we experiment. In midlife, we choose. But in later years, we listen. Health isn't about using every good thing available. It's about choosing what's right for your body. If ginger suits you, it can be a gentle companion. If it doesn't, honoring that truth is also a form of wisdom. Because caring for your health isn't about pushing your body to follow your plans. It's about learning to walk beside it, like an old friend who's been with you all along. Part 8, the most important truth. Health is not one thing, it's a way of living. If you've stayed with me through all of this, you may already sense the quiet message behind everything we've talked about. It isn't really about ginger. It's about how we care for ourselves. Because no single food, drink, or habit, no matter how natural or well-studied, can carry the full weight of our health alone. Ginger can support the body, yes, but only when it's part of something larger, something steadier, something deeper. The body doesn't thrive on isolated fixes. It thrives on rhythm. You might sip warm ginger tea in the morning, but if you slept only a few restless hours the night before, your body is still trying to catch up. You might soak your feet at night, but if your days are filled with tension and no movement, circulation still struggles. You might add gentle remedies, but if daily habits pull in the opposite direction, the body remains out of balance. Long-term studies on aging and longevity consistently show the same pattern. People who maintain simple, steady routines, adequate sleep, moderate movement, balanced meals, and emotional calm tend to experience better quality of life as they grow older. Not because of one miracle habit, but because of many small ones working together. In other words, the body doesn't need intensity, it needs consistency. A slightly earlier bedtime, a short walk in the morning light, a meal that's just a little lighter. These small adjustments may seem insignificant in a single day, but over months and years, they become the foundation your body stands on. And when that foundation is steady, even something as simple as a slice of ginger can do its quiet work more effectively. Growing older isn't about turning back the clock. It's about understanding your body more deeply than ever before, knowing when to rest, knowing when to pause, knowing when to be gentler with yourself. Because the truth is, your body has never been against you. It's been responding all along to how it's been treated. If there's one thing worth carrying with you from this conversation, it's this. Health isn't a race, it's a relationship. And sometimes that relationship begins with one small, kind habit, a warm cup in the morning, a balanced meal at noon, a moment of warmth before sleep. Nothing dramatic, nothing rushed, just steady care. And in its own quiet way, your body will answer back.